Welcome to GVP DOC, Gayatri Vijay Parishad Department of Chemistry, and also welcome to Chemistry Paper 6 online classes. Today the present topic is bioinorganic chemistry, and in bioinorganic chemistry today we going to study about significance of sodium, potassium and chloride. Okay. Significance of sodium, potassium and chloride. So first of all, sources of sodium, potassium and chloride. So the sources, common table salt is used in cooking, is the main source for sodium and chloride in human body. There is no other source for sodium and chloride. Of course, all vegetables contains small quantities of sodium and chloride, but most of the sodium and chloride absorbed by the body from the common table salt, which is used generally in the cooking. And potassium is found in almost all green and leafy vegetables. All vegetables contains, all green color vegetables, all leafy plants contains potassium. So these are the sources for sodium, potassium and chloride. Next, coming to the significance of sodium, potassium and chloride in human body. So this is the first significance. Significance is these ions are used to maintain hydration and osmotic pressure of cell fluids. You know about osmotic pressure. You already studied about osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure means the hydrostatic pressure of fluid with a semipermeable membrane. The body cells, the layer of all the body cells acts as semipermeable membranes. So these membranes will maintain osmotic pressure between inner cell fluid and outer cell fluid, and also the hydration also. And these ions will maintain that osmotic pressure and hydration of cell fluids. Now the second significance, sodium present in exterior cell fluid and potassium present in interior cell fluid. As I said in first point, the cell contains fluids, interior fluid and exterior fluid. So inner part of the cell fluid contains potassium and outer part of the cell fluid contains sodium. So in that way these two ions maintains the osmotic pressure between cell and outer fluids, such that to maintain a healthy body cells. Third point, sodium and potassium salts are weak acids. You know that weak acids and acts as buffers in our body, and these buffers maintain pH value of cell fluids. Like sodium bicarbonate, potassium bicarbonate. So these type of weak acids, you know that buffer is nothing but a mixture of weak acid and a salt of weak acid. So in this way, the sodium potassium salts used in the buffers, used as a buffers to maintain certain pH value of cell fluids and also the pH value of blood also. The fourth point is these three ions, especially chloride ion, are used to transport carbon dioxide. Actually, this carbon dioxide gas is not a useful gas for metabolism. So to excrete this carbon dioxide gas, chloride acts as a carrier of this carbon dioxide and transport carbon dioxide. So this is the significance of chloride especially. And coming to the fifth point, irritability of cells and muscles are maintained by sodium and potassium. Generally, irritability of cells and muscles are maintained by calcium. You all know that. Instead of calcium, sometimes sodium and potassium will also maintain irritability of cells and muscles. Irritability of sodium and potassium is compared with calcium and magnesium is given by the following equation. The equation is given in your notes, so you can study the equation there. Sixth point, gastric HCl is derived from sodium chloride of blood, pancreatic juice and bile juice are derived from sodium and potassium salts. See, our inner walls of stomach contains gastric HCl. This HCl is used to digest the food that whatever we are taking. This HCl will derive from the NaCl present in our blood. So the chloride ions interacts with H plus ions, and in that way the stomach walls become rich with HCl and used for the digestion. Not only the gastric HCl but also the pancreatic juice, bile juice, which comes from pancreas, and bile juice which comes from liver is also derived from sodium and potassium salts. Potassium ion is used to store proteins and glycogen in liver. See, some whatever proteins we are taken in the food diet, all these proteins and glycogen means glycogen comes from vegetarian diet, which is also a protein, and these two type of proteins are stored in liver by the potassium ions. Now coming to the 8th point, 7 points. Deficiency. If there is a deficiency of sodium, low levels of sodium causes poor digestion. Very low level of sodium is there in body, then the digestion will slows down and takes much time to digest any type of food. But generally it will not happen, because in the diet we prepare the diet in the preparation of cooking we use sodium chloride, so generally the low levels will not happen, and the high levels of sodium may happen. The high levels may causes hypertension, means high blood pressure. Now the second point. This point is about the deficiency of potassium. If very low potassium is there, then the condition is called hypokalemia. And if high potassium, very high levels of potassium is there in human body, then the condition is called hyperkalemia. Both these conditions will cause depression in central nervous system, muscle weakness, paralysis, heart attack, and damage of kidney. But unfortunately, these two conditions generally will not happen in human body because high level of potassium is not consumed by us generally. Lot of vegetables, lot of green leafy plants if we take in the diet, then the potassium will increases. Generally we never take like that. And if anybody completely strictly become a strict non-vegetarian, then hyperkalemia will attack. And this will also not happens because in our day-to-day life we generally take some vegetables, so both these conditions will not happen generally. Very rarely these two conditions will take place. So this is about significance of sodium, potassium, and chloride. In my next video, means bioinorganic chemistry part 3, in part 4, this is part 3. In part 4 we'll explain about significance of copper. Thank you.